So you want to take stellar videos of your epic adventures that your audience will love? One of the most common questions creators have is which camera to use. Hi, we're Steve and Naz, and today we are comparing three mid-range cameras that don't break your budgets. The iPhone SE, Pixel 4a, and GoPro 9 are all in the $350 to $600 price range. How do they compare? Let's find out. Let's take a look at stabilization while walking and running. Ignoring the exposure issues on the GoPro, from a purely stabilization perspective, the GoPro wins with its ultra-smooth stabilization. The Pixel is the runner-up, with fairly decent stabilization. The iPhone seems to perform the worst. In the lower light, the iPhone exhibits significant motion blur with movement, while the Pixel surprisingly remains quite sharp due to the boosted ISO. I'm surprised at how well the Pixel performs, with its price range sitting at nearly half of the iPhone SE. Dynamic range is how visible the details in the shadows and the highlights are. As we can see, the Pixel performs well with dynamic range, but is very grainy. The GoPro scene detection performs poorly in underexposing with a bright background. The iPhone exposes the overall scene the best, but has too much contrast, poor dynamic range, and poor white balance. The detail of the iPhone and the Pixel are close, but the Pixel does seem to beat the iPhone. Take a look at those trees. The Pixel does appear to be over-sharpened and less saturated, while the iPhone is softer, with a higher saturation. The GoPro absolutely falls apart with its muddy detail. What are your thoughts? In this daylight scene, we see the Pixel outperforming the others in the dynamic range again. Notice the ripples on the water and the branches against the bright sky are visible on the Pixel. They are blown out on the GoPro with the worst dynamic range. The iPhone is slightly better than the GoPro with less blown out highlights, but the Pixel is the clear winner here in my mind.
Okay guys, we're gonna do some audio comparison right now. This is the audio from the iPhone. This is the audio from the Pixel. This is the audio from the GoPro. Now let's see how much you guys can hear me if I stand right here and the device is right there. Now let's see how much you guys can hear me if I stand right here and the device is right there. Now let's see how much you guys can hear me if I stand right here and the device is right there. Okay, now I'm about 1.5 meters away. How do I sound? Okay, now I'm about 1.5 meters away. How do I sound? Okay, now I'm about 1.5 meters away. How do I sound?
Let's see how the front-facing cameras perform for vlogging.
This is what the iPhone looks like in vlog mode. It's only in HD, not 4K. I'm gonna jog a little and see how the stabilization works. Let's go for it. I'm now holding Pixel. I wonder what the stabilization is gonna be like. I wonder what the audio is like. I'm not walking on a paved road, as you can see. I could. There is one right there, but I don't want. Hi, Steven. Should we run a little? I wonder what the audio sounds like when I'm running. My head has been cropped many times. I wish it had a wider angle. There's a car just behind me. Can you hear any background noise?
Both of the cameras crop the face. I prefer a wider field of view, as can be found on the GoPro. Although there's not a major difference between the iPhone and the Pixel. I've got these on the tripod and look at the stabilization. I'm having a jog now. Bear in mind that the front-facing screen on the GoPro 9 is cropped and only shows a partial view of what will be recorded on the camera. When it comes to focusing on objects close up for macro view, it's rarely between the iPhone and the Pixel. In this test, the iPhone seems to be winning by maintaining focus, while the Pixel differentiates itself with object tracking. The GoPro close-up focus is pretty much non-existent. If you are trying to perform a time-lapse while moving, give up on the Pixel and the iPhone. The GoPro's hyperlapse function performs well with moving time-lapse, and may be one of the primary reasons to even own a GoPro 8 or GoPro 9. When using the hyperlapse function in a vehicle, the results are stunning with buttery smooth footage. The iPhone and Pixel record approximately 120 frames per second slow motion in 1080p, while the GoPro can record that speed in 2.7K. As to be expected with such a high frame rate, picture quality does suffer, and the iPhone is oversaturated, while the Pixel seems to be the best quality out of the three, albeit with a lackluster color science. But it allows you to alter the color in post-production. The GoPro with its higher resolution falls flat in low light, with dramatically reduced image quality. This is yet another example of why pixel counts can be a disadvantage. The more pixels often translate to smaller pixels crammed into a tiny sensor. There's a killer feature on the Pixel which really differentiates it. It's night mode for still photography. Take a look at these photos from the iPhone and the Pixel. Details of the house, the tree at the left side of the house, and the background sky are all more visible on the Pixel. In this picture, the trees and the roofs of the houses in the back are visible on the Pixel, but nearly non-existent on the iPhone. The detail on the gravel and asphalt of the road on the Pixel are so much richer. The deck railing is exposed on the Pixel, while silhouetted on the iPhone. Even the details of the paneling on the building are dramatically clearer on the Pixel. Take a look at these photos. The sky, background trees, wooden structure, and garden details are visible on the Pixel, whereas viewers of the iPhone would need to guess what the scene was. Night mode on the Pixel can capture inspirational photos in very low light by hand-holding the camera. Take a look at these photos taken in night mode on the Pixel. The power of night mode is in the software computational photography. Many photos are taken one after another very quickly, then merged together by the image processor, taking into account hand movement. The results are stunning. In near darkness, the Pixel automatically switches to astrophotography mode when the camera does not sense any movement, for example on a tripod. Look at this picture of the night sky. And again at 3x zoom. If you're wanting a smartphone that gives you exceptional night photography capabilities, overall good image quality, dynamic range, and stabilization, we recommend the Pixel 4a. Although it can be sometimes quite grainy in low light and appear over-sharpened, it's nearly half the price of the iPhone, and arguably beats the iPhone in a number of departments with its advanced computational photography. If you're wanting a nice daytime camera with more saturated color science, the iPhone does the job, but it's overpriced compared to the other competitors. If you're an Apple fan and need to be shelling out the extra dollars, we'd recommend that you rather save up for the iPhone 12 mini or the iPhone 12, which has dramatically improved video and night shot photography. If you're wanting a tough action camera, which gives you solid daylight footage, dreamy hyperlapses, a selfie camera with different focal lengths, we'd recommend the GoPro 9. If you don't need a selfie front-facing screen, save yourself the extra cash and go for the GoPro 8 instead. In our testing, it was significantly more responsive than the laggy GoPro 9. The GoPro 9, with its larger form factor and 5K resolution, did not really leapfrog the GoPro 8 this year. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with our opinion? Be sure to subscribe for more updates and videos on cameras like these.